Your intelligence makes them want to compete with you. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, your intelligence makes them compete with you. Yeah. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, I'm only competing with myself. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I'm only competing with myself. See, this is when you slide into a powerful and dangerous position, right? This looks like not caring about nobody else's concern but yours. This looks like not caring about what anybody else think but you. This looks like not trying to put on a show for anybody. You don't care if they're family, friends, at the business, the job, whoever. You don't care about making a movie for people, okay? You are in a confident position because you know that you are intelligent and you're not trying to prove it to nobody, no one. Because number one, they're not paying your bills, but number two, they are not the almighty and the omnipotent. And you have a great understanding of that. But when you sit in this position, okay, when you sit in this position, it attracts other individuals who have everything that you do not. So they may be intelligent, but they want to prove it to other people. They may be, smart, or they may have a great thought process, but they want to prove it to you. They may have accomplishments, but they want to show it to you, right? They may have powerful opinions, but they care about the other opinions of other individuals as well. The point is, y'all, is that your intelligence make them want to compete with you. They know that they're not the only one now. All right. So you are in what we call a race that you did not know you were signed up to be in. In fact, you did not sign up to be in that race. They inducted you into that race like you're a Hall of Famer. You follow what I'm saying? Somebody drop in the comments and say, I'm a Hall of Famer. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say I'm a Hall of Famer. So, yes, y'all, your intelligence makes them compete with you in the workspace, heavily, in your family, heavily, within your friend group, heavily, even at the gym, heavily, all right? Anywhere you go, when people notice that you are intelligent, it makes them compete with you, all right? And so, fam, we're going to get into a psychological breakdown, all right? These are true studies, okay? These are true studies that actually have taken place, y'all. So we're going to speak about this, but first thing is first, y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. How y'all doing, fam? What you got going on today? All right, how y'all feeling? For me, y'all, it's a good, positive day. I'm not going to say as always, but as I always lead to, okay? Some days are better than others, but I always try to end off on a positive note. You follow what I'm saying? But as far as me, y'all, what I ate today, I really didn't have much. I had like an apple, some strawberry Greek yogurt, and later on, I'm going to do some barbecue meatballs, some loaded mashed potatoes, and some, what we call it, and some broccoli, right? So, still keeping it high protein, but I'm adding in a little sauce in there. You follow what I'm saying? Still within the calorie deficit, right? But anyway, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get directly into this. Y'all let me know how y'all doing, what y'all ate down below in the comments. But now it's time to get strictly to business. Number one, y'all, the first thing is the Machiavellian hypothesis, all right? The Machiavellian hypothesis. I told y'all, I did some real study and research and found out that this was an actual study. The Machiavellian hypothesis. So this is a personality trait characterized by manipulation, deceit, and cynical worldview, and a lack of empathy in pursuing self-interest things, okay? It also involves any means necessary mentality, whether it's unethical or immoral, all right? I'm going to read this once again, y'all. It was a little choppy, but I want y'all to understand this. So, it's a personality trait characterized by manipulation, deceit, a cynical worldview, and a lack of empathy in pursuing self-interest things, all right? It also involves any means necessary mentality, whether it is unethical or immoral. Yeah, that sounds better. But anyway, y'all, the point is that When people have this personality trait, not only are they like connected to the narcissist boat or the narcissist syndrome or complex, but this person is actually intelligent as well. But they're utilizing their intelligence for evil, for wrong, for bad. You follow what I'm saying? They don't care who they step on. They don't care who they crush. They don't care who don't get it. They don't care who they hurt. They don't care who they impregnate. All right. They don't care who they take. They don't care who they steal from. They don't care about nothing because they're utilizing their intelligence to manipulate. They're utilizing their intelligence to be deceitful. They are utilizing their intelligence, all right, for a cynical world view. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? The first person who come to mind when I think of this, y'all, is a Diddy, all right? Is a Diddy. Now, I'm not saying that he don't have any good traits, but when you think about the documentary, when you think about what he's connected to, when you think about all the things that people have said about him, here's the thing, y'all. Where there is smoke, there's fire. Everybody not lying on this man, all right? Everybody is not lying on this man. When you think about a Diddy, think about all the people he stepped on to get to that highest position. You know, think about the people he had to snake. Think about the people who he probably backdoored. Think about the people who he told on or lied to, right? And again, go back to the documentary. This explains him, the Machiavellian hypothesis, all right? When a person like that notice other intelligent people, they are willing to do anything to that other intelligent person because they view them as competition. So I'm willing to go to the bats. I'm willing to be unethical and immoral. I'll sell my soul. You follow what I'm saying? I'll tell on you. I'll crush you. I'll assassinate your character. I'm willing to do whatever so I can get whatever. Don't that sound like Diddy? The Machiavellian hypothesis. Understand what I'm saying, y'all? Number 2, the drive for relative advantage. The drive for relative advantage. So studies have also shown that humans often prefer to have a relative advantage rather a absolute advantage. All right, I'm gonna read that once again. Studies have shown that humans often prefer to have a relative advantage rather than a absolute advantage. So it shows that humans rather be relatively or slightly above a person intellectual wise or intelligence wise, but still relative to them. So they don't want to go all out of bounds to have absolute advantage. They just want to have a little, noticeable advantage. So let me break this down for y'all in my analogies, right? A lot of people want to have a nicer car, but they'll still stay in the hood. That's a relative advantage, right? If you get the nicer car, shouldn't you go to the suburbs or go to where the other nicer cars are? Even if you are competing with them, you don't want to be competing with Ray Ray and Roger them in the hood. They may break in your car. They may steal from you. They may take it, right? They may take your rims, but this is what it looks like when a person wants a relative advantage. People may have better shoes, but you in the same location as me. You got all these fly shoes, these shoes that cost $1,000, $2,000, $500, but you in the same place as me, a relative advantage, all right? Even to go to when it comes to a person having a higher position at the job. Okay, you got a higher position than me, but you ain't making all that much more money than me. You still work for a man too. Higher position, same job. Relative advantage. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. See, if you wanna be honest, if you're gonna have this mindset to be over somebody, why don't you go to the absolute highest? All right? Instead of just getting the higher position on the job. Instead of getting better shoes, just go to where other people have better shoes at in a better environment. Instead of just getting a nicer car, why don't you get a nicer car, but also move to a nicer neighborhood? That's absolute advantage. But most people, most human beings want relative advantage. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. Number 3, signaling and mating success. All right? Signaling and mating success. So I want y'all to understand something. Intelligence is a desirable trait in sexual selection. All right? It comes off as a high quality gene. So whether they're males or females, both parties, both genders want to mate with a person. And when I say mate, I'm talking about actually reproduce, not just have sex. That's different. Casual sex is different from mating, all right? It's different to say, oh yeah, man, I wanna mate, find my wife or find a woman who I can impregnate or have kids with, for longevity versus going to the club talking about, yeah, I want the smartest one in here. It don't work like that, right? So casual sex and mating is two different things. I wanted to make sure I differentiated that. But anyway, intelligence is looked at as a high quality gene. All right. So with that being said, the fact that you are intelligent and they are intelligent, it creates competition, right? That's why for women, you think that, or you would think that she would be your best friend. No, she ain't trying to be your best friend. She wants your mate. All right. You would think that the guy who grew up with you, or the guy who got hired at the same time with you at the job or within the workspace, you would think that he would champion you. No, he wants your mate. He know that you are just as intelligent. So what I'm trying to get y'all to understand is that this is a form of signaling and mating success. If you are intelligent and I am intelligent in this workspace, this workplace, in this environment, then now there's a competition when the opposite gender come around. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. This is a real thing, all right? Always remember, intelligence is a desirable trait in sexual selection, period. Number 4, intellectual hunger and boredom, all right? Intellectual hunger and boredom. This is the person who eat debates for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They would debate you about bacon, all right? Uncured curd, turkey bacon, pork bacon, beef bacon, all right? They would debate you about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. They would debate you about Martin Show and the Will Smith Show. Not the Will Smith Show, y'all. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, all right? The Wayans brothers and Jamie Foxx. They would debate you. By the way, y'all, I like the Wayans brothers, and I'm going to go Martin Show, right? I'm going to go Martin first. I'm going to go Jamie Foxx second, and I'm going to go I'm going to go Martin, Wayans, then Jamie Foxx, y'all. I'm sorry. And then I got to put Will Smith, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But besides the point, y'all, intellectual hunger and boredom. So with that being said, they would debate you about anything, or they would try to compete with you about anything. You follow what I'm saying? Because it's a hunger for them. And if they're not being intellectually stimulated, they're going to go find stimulation. And if you happen to be an intelligent person, you're going to see this. All right? Somebody drop in the comments and say, I'm not your intellectual game. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I'm not your intellectual game. All right? Number 5, y'all, the last thing is going to be this right here, y'all. Efficiency in resource allocation. All right? Efficiency in resource allocation. So here's the thing about intelligent people, y'all. Intelligent people process information faster. They have better decision making to secure jobs, partners, or resources, leading to a natural competition for top tier outcomes. All right. Y'all remember the movie Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. I'm going to put this in like probably my top 20, top 25. Okay. Top 20, top 25. But Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. When you're a kid, it's about who's the fastest, who's the strongest. All right. Who's the best. When you start creeping up into adult age, it's no longer about that. Right. You start talking about who has more. Who's the smartest? Who make the best decisions? Who got the best spouse, right? Who got the best house? The list goes on. With Roscoe and Claude, I believe that was his name, Clyde. I'm thinking about life. But yeah, Clyde and Roscoe, it was a competition, okay? who got the better spouse, all right? Who making the most money, you know? Who making the best decisions? Who bought mama and daddy something? Who bought mama and daddy the best gift, right? It's no longer about I'm faster than you, I'm bigger than you. It's about I'm smarter than you. I make better decisions than you. I'm able to choose a better spouse, a better partner, and let alone the partner that you've always wanted. You follow what I'm saying? And so this goes into adulthood, right? The efficiency in resource allocation. All right. People look at how you allocate your resources. People look at the type of jobs you get. People look at the type of partners you have. You know, people look at the type of things that you are able to do. They look at the type of doors that you are able to walk into, all because of your efficiency in resource allocation. All right. So this makes people want to compete with you. Your intelligence makes people want to compete with you. Point blank, period. But fam, we're going to go ahead and do a recap and then we'll get up out of here. But number one, the Machiavellian hypothesis. All right. Number two, the drive for relative advantage. Number three, signaling and mating success. Number four, intellectual hunger and boredom. And number five, y'all, efficiency in source allocation. All right. But with that being said, fam, y'all get you a Yes Sir t-shirt, Yes Sir hoodie, book a one-on-one session with your boy, and you can check out any one of my books. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.